You know those bottles you see in the title? We don't know what they are. We're completely double blind. These have been drawn at random. Who knows what we're drinking? Well, you know what we're drinking, but we don't.
We don't.
That way you get the most honest opinions possible.
Don't tell us.
Yeah. Shh.
Welcome to Stuff and Whiskey. I'm Erin.
I'm Josh. We are not professional whiskey tasters, but we are a couple of blind whiskey tasters, and we have a couple of blind samples in front of us.
Well, we can see.
It's like a couple's night.
We're not legally blind.
Right.
We're tasting whiskey blind.
But if you're watching this and you are legally blind, you could, you're not, you know what? We don't know what we're drinking, okay? Good grief. We might be canceled now.
Oh, gosh.
We don't know what's in our glasses. They've been drawn at random from our blind sample pool. It's a bunch of bourbon and rye matchups. Most of it is interesting things that are available on the shelf compared to each other or something available versus allocated. However, we do have some curveballs in here to keep us on our toes. You got to stay on your toes.
Yeah.
You can't just walk into every blind tasting thinking you're going to get something that's available versus allocated or something that is... we got stuff in our matchups that are the exact same products.
Now I'm scared.
Against the exact same products just to see if we're full of it. So...
how can we be full of it when we don't know what we're drinking?
Exactly.
Riddle me that.
Let's get into the nose on glass one and see what we're working with.
Okay.
We're off to a good start. For me.
This smells
Smells like a Josh pour.
wheated.
Whoa, really? Why do you say that, madame?
There's an old... Well, maybe not. There's like an old library book smell
Yeah.
that I thought at first was a weeder funk, but maybe it's just old library book smell, which I do like.
I'm getting bright fruit and old oak on this.
Like,
for sure.
a stale library book that's been like that. The pages they have not seen the light of day for many, many moons.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting off of this, which I don't entirely dislike. So maybe I'm going to take back the weeded statement.
Okay. Yeah, to me, I'm getting bright fruit. It's kind of I'm envisioning cherries and strawberries and maybe even some bananas. Like, just a bunch of bright fruit, and it's really bright. Like, there's no dark fruit where somebody left the plums, dates, and raisins. They didn't get an invite to the party.
It's like hitting the upper registers of my nostrils.
I kind of wish they would have got an invite to the party because it would make it a little bit more cohesive for me.
Let's see if they're invited to the taste party.
Yeah, and
it may not be invited to the smell party.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, I feel like some dates were invited to the taste party. Dates and raisins.
I don't know about raisins. I could go dates.
Plums?
It gets, maybe. It's still bright, though.
It's bright, and it's thin. Unfortunately, the liquid is kind of like thin feeling.
Yeah.
But it does have some darkness to the palate.
Some people would call me chunky and dim, and this is kind of the opposite of that.
Who calls you chunky and dim? I'll fight them.
I'm just kidding.
You're not chunky or dim.
This is bright and thin, though. That's what I'm getting from it.
But there's some darkness there.
But the wild thing
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Go ahead.
That's all.
You gonna keep going?
That's all I got. No.
I've come to talk to you again. Okay. This to me is a conundrum in a glass because I'm getting all those bright fruit notes, and then I'm getting
honey.
Oak. Honey's a good call, actually. I'm honey blind. I've said it on the channel before. I'm nut blind.
Are you?
Yeah.
You're honey
I'm honey blind. Yeah.
I feel like I get honey more often than you do. That makes sense.
And I eat honey pretty much every day.
You do.
But I don't pick it up in pores.
Interesting.
I read it as a light caramel, and in actuality, it's more of like a rich honey.
Okay.
And that's what this is. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's a fantastic call out.
Would you like to take one more sip?
Yeah, let's take another sip. We're learning together. Now I'm getting nothing but honey on the nose. Wow, like clover honey, super sweet.
Getting honey and bee stings.
Bee stings?
Like
what do those taste like?
Like little pricks on my tongue.
Little pricks on your tongue. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah.
Stop it. We're adults, Joshua.
This right here to me is a lot of honey. That's a great call out. Almost like a wildflower honey. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's almost a florality to it as well. Yeah.
Wow, this is wild.
Yeah. That's interesting. So, again, we've discussed this on the channel before. If you're a recurring viewer, We appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in regularly. Yeah. If you're new, we would really like to highlight that palates differ, and also people have blind spots in their tasting.
Yeah.
I said I was nut blind. We got to make a shirt that says nut blind. And then
I'm banana blind.
You're banana blind, and I'm honey blind.
Interesting.
I just don't pick it up unless it's super strong, and this is super strong.
But I will say, once people say they get honey on it, you get it. You just don't pick it up on your own.
Yeah.
And that may be the power of suggestion, which is a thing, but I think that should be noted.
That almost tastes honey finished, and I don't think we have anything like that in our
finished,
pool.
Yeah.
But our pool is so big of blind samples and blind matchups that it could be. Mm-hmm. If you like honey, if you really like honey, I like honey as an accompaniment, not as a main element to a dish. So I'm not sure how I feel about this yet. But if you love honey, if you're just like drinking it straight out of the thing, you psychopath, then you'll love glass 1.
Okay, before we move to glass 2, I want to say I have had water since we just finished this. And while at first sip, like it doesn't seem powerful, I can still taste like there's a finish still.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So it was very deceiving. It's a lingering finish. It's not a powerful, punchy finish, but it sticks around, which is kind of deceiving as far as like when it's powerful, you expect it to stick around. But it wasn't a powerful finish, but it's sticking around.
Right. I've already got into glass 2 on the nose, but why don't you get into glass 2 on the nose?
Ooh, this smells like...
It smells so good.
This makes me think of a Christmas musical.
What?
Like cinnamon.
Oh.
Like the Nutcracker. That's what I
kind of see a little
pecans and cinnamon.
Yeah, that's a good call. Like cinnamon coated pecans. I don't even know if that's a thing. Like candied pecans have been coated in a light dusting of cinnamon.
Oh yeah, that's a thing.
Is it? It sounds divine.
That's a thing.
Yeah, this has like a little bit of a fluffy nose.
Also, I've been on a musical kick lately, so I just want to go see a musical.
This smells fluffy. There's like this nougatiness to it. Usually when I say fluffy, what I mean is nougatiness. Like the inside of a Three Musketeers candy bar.
So minus the chocolate.
Right, take the chocolate away.
The nougat.
We're just light and fluffy. You know? Light and fluffy.
I'm getting light and fluffy cinnamon-covered pecan.
I think you're dead right. I don't think I would have... Cinnamon is the most forward thing in this glass. Honey is the most forward thing in this glass. And you pulled both those notes, and you are a professional whiskey taster.
No, I'm not. Don't put that juju on me, Ricky Bobby.
All right, let's get into the palate.
I'm getting straight up pecans. And I'm not mad at it, honestly.
You know, I'm getting a little bit of like a... The pecan there is on the back end, but I'm getting a little bit of a cola vibe to this.
Yeah.
Like a cola icy. Not that sweet. It's not a cola icy. It's more of like a craft cola.
Like the aftertaste of a cola icy.
You're in the grocery store. There's all the, you know, whatever sodas that are regular, you know, all the stuff that's killing us and giving us cancer. Coke and Pepsi and whatever else. But then...
Don't you dare say Dr. Pepper.
That too.
I love Dr. Pepper.
This is kind of... I don't mean to put that in your head, but this is like a 23 flavors Dr. Pepper pour.
No. I've had enough Dr. Pepper. It's not.
Okay. But almost maybe like a root beeriness to it.
Maybe a root beer.
It's leaning in that craft cola root beer
maybe
lane to me.
I will say it is thin, kind of like glass 1, which was kind of disappointing. Like the liquid itself, the texture of the liquid was a thin liquid.
All right, I don't know how many minutes into this video that we are, but I want to say it right now. If these are bourbons, we will proceed as normal. If these are ryes, and you know and we have no clue.
We don't know yet.
If these are ryes, these are 2 of the least rye ryes that I've ever had.
What if one is a bourbon and one's a rye?
We don't usually make those matchups. We try to keep type the same, and we try to keep proof as close as humanly possible. Everything else is up for debate in our pool. But if these are ryes, and you are not a rye fan, then these could swing you.
Yeah. Because Josh, if you're new to the channel, Josh is historically more of the bourbon drinker. He does like some ryes, but he's more of the bourbon drinker, and I tend to lean more towards things like ryes.
I think they're bourbons, but that root beer sarsaparilla type of note comes through more on a rye than it does on a bourbon.
Interesting. All right, let's do one more sip.
I mean, they taste like bourbons to me. I'm still getting that root beery craft cola richness. Man. It's almost like a syrup. It's almost like the Coke machine, the soda machine, the pop machine, whatever you weird people call it. We call it Coke here in Nashville, Tennessee. Yeah. The Coke machine is the syrup is too strong. So you're getting all this cola syrup.
Interesting.
but it's not super dark.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that's the darkest note in the glass.
I don't disagree with you. I'm not. I need some more time, honestly. I need more time before I formulate an opinion.
Yep. And if you are new here, we always take our time. We clear our palates. We start with the second glass, go back to the first, formulate our final thoughts. We're talking about whiskey in front of a camera. It's a weird thing. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
But we do need our time off camera to figure out exactly what's going on. I guess we're doing that now?
Yeah.
We're going to do it now?
Let's do it.
We'll be back with ratings. We'll find out the price, see if that changes anything before we find out what we're drinking. See you soon. A much needed break. I'm not sure it provided me any additional clarity because this is a very difficult head-to-head.
Yep.
What do you think?
Man. So...
Can we agree that they are very close in experience?
Yes.
So if one is allocated and the other is available, the available one stands up to the allocated product.
The experience of drinking these was similar. They're both kind of thin liquid, but they both tasted pleasant. I think I preferred glass 2 over glass 1. Okay. But it's like honestly, it could
flip of a coin.
It could be today. I prefer glass 2 over glass 1.
Yeah.
I think glass 1 is good. I'm giving them both a thumbs up. Depending on price, I would be happy to have either one of these in my collection. So that's where I'm at.
I'm the same place. Thumbs up on both. I like them both. I think they're both pretty good. Pretty light in flavor profile, although glass 1 had this kind of vanilla cream soda thing going on with all the other notes we've talked about. Glass 2, it has this darkness, but it's also light at the same time.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah.
It's almost like it's nighttime, but the full moon is out, so it's bright, but it's night.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. And I think...
You're tasting it, though. But does it make sense to you?
I think I find that intriguing, which is why I might prefer that.
Right. But then glass 1 has a lot of vanilla, like vanilla ice cream sweetness. So I like them both pretty equally. I'm with you. If I had to have another pour of either one of these, I think I would gravitate towards glass 2.
Okay.
It's a little darker. It's a little more interesting to me.
There are darker elements to it.
Yes.
I think is better
yeah, because it's not darker.
Yeah.
There are darker elements, but it's not.
Darker.
These are on even footing.
Yeah.
I can't wait to find out what we're drinking, but we're going to find out the price first and then see what we're drinking.
Oh.
I feel like based on the proof, the complexity and everything, I could see these. I would love to pay $50 or $75 for them. I wouldn't be surprised if they're $100. The price of bourbon is crazy. You know, it's ever changing as well. It's a landscape that is ever changing. So just speaking to what we're getting in the glass.
All right.
I have had bottles that are $150 that are kind of on par with this, but I think $50 would be great. $7,500 wouldn't be out of the ordinary. If they're less than 50, I think they're very good values. What is the price on glass number 1?
Well, they're not less than 50.
Okay.
Neither of them.
What's the price on glass number 1? 55 in our pool.
150.
I told you I've had $150 bottles that taste like this.
$150.
Glass number 2, price?
$150.
Okay. I've literally had bottles that taste similar to these bottles, not the same, but similar.
Yeah.
That are that price. So the math checks out. There's a lot of complexity. I just wish there was more darkness.
I wish for this price that the liquid was less thin.
Yeah.
On both of these.
I agree with that.
And I think for that reason, I'm going just okay on both of them.
Okay.
The flavor is good. I enjoy how they taste. For $150, I want more viscosity.
Oh, that's a fair point. I feel like I'm on the spot right now because here's the thing.
You do you.
I think the reason that I want to stay thumbs up is because I think they have age on them. They have an aged oak quality to both of the pours, which makes me want to stay thumbs up.
But can you taste the age?
I can.
You can tell? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a through line of old oak in both of these. I don't know if I said that or not, but it's there for sure. Do I want to pay $150 for it? That is a much harder question. So I'm really...
You gotta decide.
I know. To me, it's right in between. Do I stay just okay? Do I stay thumbs up? I'm going to stay thumbs up because there are times I want this profile.
So you would go out and spend $150 of your own money to get one of these
I would
bottles.
like to have one bottle of these in the house.
Okay.
One bottle.
So
it's not the type of thing I would ever buy a backup of.
Okay.
If I finished a whole bottle.
One bottle of each of these.
Yes. And if I finished the whole bottle and I found myself liking it, because sometimes I want more proof or more viscosity or texture or, darker profiles.
Okay.
But sometimes I want this too.
Yeah.
I'm really torn, guys. And I hate that we don't have like some kind of in-between rating system. I don't know if I've ever been more torn. But
Go with your gut.
Let me take another sip real quick.
And this is I think why we do these blind, because we really want what's in the glass and not the name to speak to how we spend our money. Because
if we knew what we were drinking right now, especially me, it could influence
especially him, yeah. Because let's say he knew this was $150. I don't even know what's $150. I'm just gonna say I know this is not true, but let's say he knew it was $150 four-gate. I know four-gate's more expensive. Don't get on to me about that. But if he knew it was a four-gate, he'd 100% buy it.
I gotta go just okay.
Okay.
These to me strike me like Calumet 14, 15, 16. Not saying they're the same profile, that same type of experience. They're hitting that same type of complexity.
Okay.
And they have that same type of drinking experience. They seem old, so I get the price. Do I need a bottle of them? Do I really want a bottle of them? Will I buy a bottle of them? It's a flip of the coin. You need to catch me in a weak moment.
Which honestly wouldn't be too hard.
It happens often.
It happens pretty often.
All right, glass one, let's find out. 55.
Oh, this is Russell's Reserve 13-year.
What?
Batch 3.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So, no. You cannot change your opinion.
No, go ahead.
This is exactly why we do it blind.
This is why we do it blind.
Josh is a turkey fan.
Yes.
Wild Turkey makes Russell's. And I do know enough about whiskey to know that Russell's is a Wild Turkey product. Go me. And now he wants to change his opinion. And
No, I don't.
He cannot.
No, I'm saying just okay.
Okay.
I think this lines up with my experience of Russell's 13.
This is why we do it blind.
I think this lines up, and we'll talk about it. Okay. I feel like people are freaking out right now. Yep. People are yelling at the screen. Sorry. What's glass number 2?
They already knew.
What's glass number 2?
Bardstown Discovery Series 11. And so the Russell's is 114.8 proof. The Bardstown is 118.1 proof. And these are thanks to, I don't know who gave us what, Norm Latva and John Michael Elder.
In that order.
Okay. Norm gave us the Russells, and then John Michael Elder gave us the Bardstown.
What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I need a moment.
You need a moment?
I need a moment.
Do we need to cut?
No, we're keeping this in.
Okay.
Holy crap. Okay. Let's talk about this. Okay.
Let's.
There's a lot of high-profile allocated products that have had representation on our channel, thanks to people sharing samples with us and
to
us
our awesome community.
Yes.
Which, did you talk about Patreon?
Talk about it.
Because if you aren't part of our Patreon community, you need to be a part of our Patreon community because...
hang on. Only if you're cool and you like good whiskey, but you
like good people
more
because
than good whiskey.
Our Patreon community is hands down the best community in Whiskey Tube. I will fight you on that. So join us. It's fun. Sometimes I show up. Josh is always there. Sometimes I'm there too.
Okay. Yeah. Good pitch. All right. This is wild because in the history of our channel, we have had the opportunity, thanks to you guys, many of you guys, to have a lot of allocated products on the channel. Mm-hmm. Russell's 13-year is the one product that has had such little representation on our channel for so long.
Interesting.
Now, it was a $70 bottle. The first release was a $70 bottle. And I think at $70, this is an easy thumbs up, maybe 2 thumbs up.
At 70? Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me retaste it.
It doesn't matter because now the price has gone up to $150.
Well, son of a biscuit.
Yeah.
Okay.
The demand is there.
I'm out.
I mean, these are going for $400 or more on secondary. And I don't think it's worth that. The one time we've tried Russell's on the channel, Russell's 13, was on our very first live stream October charity fundraiser for mental health. So
wow, back in 2021?
Yeah, so if you don't know, every October we do our fundraiser for mental health for a charity called To Write Love on Her Arms. stuffandwhiskey@gmail.com if you would like to email us and donate a bottle to the cause. We raise money for mental health. This is the type of hobby where mental health can play into it, and we really want to influence some positive change in that regard.
And bring awareness to it.
Right. Yeah. So we partner up with them, and we don't partner with them. We do know them, but anyways, we love what they do. We love the heart behind what they do. Yes. And so that's why we support them, and they're a great charity. So our very first year, we had a pool of blind samples, and it just so happens that we tasted Russell's 13, and then the very next thing we tasted was Rare Breed. and we were in a contest of, is this available or allocated based on the taste?
Oh.
And
I'm sure I lost.
And that was fun. You did lose.
Because I don't know.
You don't know whiskey. It's funny. You're more competitive than me.
I'm super competitive.
I'm not competitive
Although
at all.
I'm trying to not be as competitive. I've decided I'm not going to be competitive.
Sounds like you're being competitive with yourself about not being competitive.
Yeah. I can do this.
Okay. Anyways.
Also, crying's for sissies.
Right. Crying is for men who feel feelings, and that's the most manly thing you can do. That's my opinion.
That's what this man has taught me.
But
that it's okay if I cry.
Russell's 13. It's a security thing. You're secure in who you are. But Russell's 13, in that one time it's ever popped up on the channel in a charity live stream.
Other than this time.
It came across bitter and like mildewy wood to us, and it was not good.
It did not come across that way this time, so that's thankful. I'm thankful for that.
Now that I know what I'm smelling.
#blessed.
Now that I know what I'm smelling, I'm getting like a powdered sugar donut on this.
Is that what you're
and cherry
supposed to get?
No, I've never gotten powdered sugar donut on anything wild turkey, but I'm getting that on this, and I'm getting cherry.
Okay.
So that's wild. Bardstown Discovery 11.
Yes, let's talk about that.
75% of the blend is made up of 13-year wild turkey.
Oh, wow. No way.
With a little bit of Bardstown, 6%, I think, Bardstown's own distillate, and I think also some Heaven Hill. So
okay. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is Bardstown 11?
Yes. Discovery.
Discovery. What are they up to now? Because I feel like this has been in
This is the most recent release.
Oh, so this hasn't been in our pool that long?
When this video releases, they may have released 12.
Okay.
But at this point in time, 11 is the most recent release.
Gotcha.
We try not to think about what is in our pool, but I have to speak honestly. This is part of a three-way triangle where we have Russell's 13 versus Bardstown 11. We have Bardstown 11 versus Russell's Reserve Single Rickhouse CNF.
Oh.
And we have Russell's 13 versus Russell's Single Rickhouse CNF. So there's like a three-way blind.
We don't know when we're going to get to those other ones.
We don't know. We've had stuff sit in our pool for years. We've got stuff in our pool since we started the channel that still hasn't popped up.
In 2021.
Yeah. And I don't know what it is because I've long since forgotten.
Yeah.
But I know it hasn't popped up yet.
Yeah.
So this was really fun. I guess the point of this was kind of to keep us on our toes.
Yeah, what is the point?
It was kind of to keep us on our toes, but also releases that you can get your hands on, like Discovery 11, can go toe-to-toe with very limited releases like Russell's 13.
Yeah. But you're paying for both of them. You're paying a premium for both of them.
You are.
If I'm being honest. In my opinion, Aaron, would not pay $150 for either of these. But that's just me. Josh would, and that's fine.
And that's where we differ,
Yeah.
and me being more of a whiskey nerd. If I ran across either of these at MSRP for $150, I would probably buy the bottle.
Yeah.
Just to have it.
And I can't shame you for that.
Right.
Because I know this is good whiskey. Like, tasting it, I know it's good. I just wouldn't put my money behind it.
It's not my favorite, though. I mean, I've had $100 and less bottles that I think are better than these.
Yeah.
I would prefer almost any decently good Elijah Craig barrel proof pick or release over these. We've done plenty of barrel picks that I would prefer over these. You know, don't succumb to the FOMO, the fear of missing out, just to get one of these and pay a super big premium, or at least I wouldn't for these. But you do you. It's your money. We're not telling you how to spend it. We're just telling you how we would spend our money.
Exactly.
But yeah, this is fascinating. I have been long since waiting, and I think this video reflects it. I'm a little bit surprised. I'm a little bit on my heels. I'm trying to gather my thoughts in real time, and I'm really struggling. And I know this is drug out. Yeah. We thank you for sticking around.
Yeah, when we do this type of blind reaction video content, you do see us process things in real time.
Yeah.
And
that takes some time sometimes.
Sometimes it takes some time. Yeah. So thank you for being a part of that.
And we're sorry.
Appreciating that and still being here. And we love you for that. So thanks.
Yep, absolutely. Again, check out our Patreon. If we didn't say that already, I think we did. But check that out in the video description below. Check out our apparel if you want any merchandise from us. We've got the bell down there. We don't have it. YouTube has it. But there's a bell down there if you want to join us on the live stream, talk about things.
Yes, we do those once a month.
Chat back and forth. Yep. Like the videos, subscribe, all that, yada, yada. You know the YouTube things to do.
You know the thing. Just like, comment, subscribe. Also, that's it for today, you guys. We have talked enough. Thank you for joining us.
My mind's blown.
As always, thank you. We appreciate you.
This is a great blend. Wow. This is better than both of them.
Please come back and join us again.
We're sorry. We apologize.
We'd like it. And until then, be good to each other. Cheers.
Cheers.